Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bimmer barn. In today's episode, it's the one we've all been waiting for. We're gonna slap a set of wheels on the 335 and take it for a drive. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now, some of you may have guessed correctly that I was gonna be doing this, but you got it. We're gonna be installing the 550i rims on the E91 because I think that they fit just the factory rims, factory size tires as well. Without any modification, we shouldn't have to roll fenders or anything. And I think that they're gonna look pretty sick as well. So let me unload these, bolt them up on the car, and then we'll be able to get this thing off of jack stands for the first time in what feels like months. Now I'm taking a closer look at them because I have had some bad luck with wheels recently, and unfortunately, I think you can even see it on camera. It looks like this side of the tire has ballooned out more. It's starting to wear a little bit differently. Same thing on this tire as well, and these are both from the same side because the tires have a certain rotation pattern to them. So this means that we'll probably have the car tracking to one side as if it had a bad alignment, or worst case scenario, it's gonna have some serious vibrations inside of the car at high speed. So this might be just a test fit to see if these things fit on the car. We might not use these full time because it looks like they're gonna give us problems, at least with these tires. And you know what? They are 19-inch rims. I didn't realize that with 285 wide rear tires. That is really, really wide. But hey, we might need it considering how much power we'll be putting down. So let's go ahead, throw them on the car, take this thing out of the garage. Well, the wheels spin, so that's a good sign. All right, so wish me luck. We're about to start this thing and drive it out of this friggin' garage. Let's do it. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. This thing sounds and looks sick. Just check it out. I'm gonna take it for a quick spin. Obviously, I had to come back to get the camera. It's just all turbo spool. Of course, it's open downpipe, so it's gonna sound loud and very turbo-y. Check out this alignment. It's definitely pulling to the left, although that could be for a lot of reasons. I mean, we just swapped the subframe from one car to another, and so yeah, I could imagine that would cause an alignment issue, and we haven't checked the toe yet, so we need to do that. But for now, kind of seems to be driving smooth. I say kind of because it's just so hard to tell because the car is so loud. So any vibration or noise is just overdone by the pipes. That's awesome though, it goes in all the gears fine. No drivetrain malfunction, we've got boost. I'm almost scared to do a pull because of how loud it is. Yeah, I feel a little bit from this left side here, the wheels kind of bumping up and down. And then probably the alignment might be separate from that. So we'll probably go back to the factory 325 wheels. I think it'll have a nice sleeper look, but I don't know what we'll do long term. Maybe you guys can let me know what you think. You know what? I'm actually listening on D-Cell. I think I can hear the wastegates rattle. You kind of get this like sound like you're going over railroad tracks or something. No, maybe it's intermittent. Might be intermittent. Hard to tell. It's so cool driving this car right now, though. Just wow. It's come so far, guys. I mean, from 2 cars into 1. We were able to make this. Little baby pull there for you. Definitely went into boost. I think that was like 3rd gear and like 50% throttle. I'm not trying to give it all of the beans right now. I do want to get an exhaust on it, so that's going to be the next episode for sure. We're going to be doing an exhaust on this car. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, so it feels like a stock 335. I mean, yeah, it's definitely pulling harder than a 325. That's for sure. It's such a weird feeling in this car right now because I feel like it's kind of bigger than an E90. You know, you look in the rear view, you've got this entire rear trunk section to worry about. But then you look forward, you got this nice sport steering wheel. And you got turbo noises, which sound awesome. I hope those don't go away with the exhaust. And eventually we'll do an MHD tune as well. Although I do have plans for some service that we should probably do before then. Now, one thing I'm just testing out right now is, look, we have the sport mode shifting, which works, but for some reason, it won't work from the paddles here. So, I wonder what the deal is. I don't think this would be coding related unless it's in the FRM. You know what? It might be in the FRM for the steering paddle controls. Maybe we need to code that because that's the only thing that's left that's still 325. Everything else is 335. And I don't think that the wiring would be any different between the 2 cars, for at least for the paddle shifters. You can tell how hard I'm steering to the right though, just to keep this car going straight. It's pretty poorly aligned. So here it is in all of its current running glory, the 335i Wagon, complete with M Sport 550i rims with flat tire. I just realized this thing is flat. So we're gonna have to pump some air in that thing when we get it back to the shop. But for now, I just want to give you guys a look at this car. And it's the golden hour here in Central Florida. So we've got beautiful lighting to show off the beautiful colors and angles and lines of this body here. And I'm just so pleased with how this car has come together so far. Obviously, we have a lot more work to do, mainly to get the coding correct, the programming, wiring, so we don't have any lights on the car anymore. But we also have to do some service on it and make sure that this thing is absolutely top notch. I think that we're getting some wastegate rattle that we can kind of hear, and I think that we also have a leak from the turbo, so we're probably gonna have to service the turbos. I'm thinking we'll also do the oil pan gasket and get that broken bolt, and probably do the rod bearings, because I know that rod bearings can be an issue on this car, especially with high horsepower. And considering that this car has high mileage, combined with the fact that we're gonna be putting high horsepower through it, it does have me a little concerned as to those bearings. And better safe than sorry, just a couple $100 for that peace of mind, and we'll be able to see exactly how much rod bearing wear there is on a 335i with high mileage like this. From this angle, it almost looks like the car has M3 rims, you know, like those nice E92 M3 rims. But yeah, look at that fitment. 19 inches looks pretty good on this chassis here, I have to say. They are low profile tires though. And again, that front one there is flat, but looks good, looks good. Here inside the engine bay, everything is looking really clean as well. Let me know what you guys think of this sleeper kind of blacked out engine bay look. I just didn't want to have anything poking out too much, making it look ricey, and I wanted something that looked as clean and OEM as possible. Let's see if putting the windows up makes any difference. So it's still pretty loud in here, but I figure I'd tell you guys our plans for the next video. Obviously, we're gonna have to get the car back up in the air to finish up the exhaust system. So we're gonna combine the 325 exhaust with the 335 front section. It's gonna be kind of like a sleeper system. It's gonna look like standard 325 rear muffler, and it's hopefully gonna be pretty quiet. You know, give us that sleeper aspect, and hopefully we just hear turbo noises and induction noises from the front of the car. Beyond that, we're gonna have to put back the factory 325 wheels. You know, just thinking ahead, do that. And then we've got a lot of codes to worry about, and then I'd say cosmetics, a couple of PowerFlex bushings that we're gonna be installing in the front end, and a couple more mods. And then eventually we're gonna be taking this thing to BMW Invasion in February. So I wanna have it like pretty dialed in by mid-February. So definitely keep on me. I wanna get this car going as soon as possible. Before the car show, I'm thinking we'll probably have to sell the 550 to make a little bit of fund money to keep things going, and also maybe put a little bit more money into this thing. But I have some plans on a cool series that might be coming to the channel pretty soon. Actually, very, very different content than what you're used to seeing on the Beamer Barn, but still 100% BMW related. And it involves this car that we're driving right now. So if you're excited for new content, definitely leave a like down below. And comment if you have any ideas of things that you want to see in 2022. And maybe I'll add them to the list of videos that we plan on making for the channel. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like or comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't yet. And as always, I hope everyone has an awesome day. We'll see you next time.